What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. God bless everybody. God bless you guys. I'm so happy to see you. So happy to see each and every one of y'all, man. Make sure you guys, as you guys are coming in, you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you guys love these type of streams, you guys love these type of engagements, go ahead and make sure you guys subscribe, you share the live, and all of that beautiful good stuff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have the link pinned. In the comment section. So if you are a Muslim, and you would like to join and have the conversation, then go ahead. Go ahead and have you can hit the link and you can join me on the panel. It's no problem at all. It does say Muslims only, so I should not see any non-Muslims requesting up, hitting that link when the link clearly says Muslims only. So, and I know that we're going to get those people anyway. We always get those types of people who don't care that I put Muslims only. They're going to hit the link anyway. So just letting you guys know right now, if you guys are non-Muslims and you do hit the link and I see that you're not a Muslim, I'm going to just remove you. Just going to be kicking you out. All right. Not going to let you speak or anything like that because, you decided to go ahead and disrespect the rules of the stream here. Okay. Other than that, now that that's being said, it's good to see you guys. I'm going to get into it. Now, yesterday we were live. We was asking Muslims why they don't like Paul. We're asking Muslims why they don't like Paul. And honestly, we didn't actually get a chance to, fully get into it. I don't feel like we had a large enough sample size to really showcase what that question does. Right? Yes, it's not the sign, guys. It's my lens. There's something wrong with my camera lens. So it just has this stuff blinking. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, it's not even like I could turn the sign off and it's still, well, you guys can't see it, but it's still doing it. So yeah. It's not the sign. It's not the sign. It's crazy. But yeah, might just have to turn it off just for this though. That sucks. Yeah, the light is reacting, or the lens is reacting to the light. It's something, man. So I got to get a new lens. There's always something, right? Always something else that I got to get. Always something else that I got to get in order for, streams to be all of a sudden stuff just stops working. All right. So, but yeah, so we're going to be actually kind of free flowing, but we're going to start off with the same question we asked last time, just so we can have some more fun with that. I feel like we didn't get the fullness of the fun that I know we can have with this topic. So I'm live on TikTok as well. Black Doctor and Thomas Apologia, they're cooking right now on my panel. Keeping it going. So we're gonna jump in and see what they got. But I also have, I missed you too. I miss you guys too. Like I said, wasn't able to stream last week because of all, I was out of town. Wasn't able to stream last week. Was out of town. And where I was, the connection sucked. It was bad. However, here we are now. I'm back at the house, back at studio. And yeah, we're going to get things going, man. Let's see. We got a super chat already from Ultra. It says, big up God Logic. G Block in the building. That's right. That's right. Love it. I love it. So, all right. So let's go ahead. Let's see. We got Adam up here. Man. So we just gonna go ahead, let Adam up. See See what the deal is. Adam is back. The first one back. Hopefully, Adam, you do better today. Hopefully, you do much better today. All right. Hopefully, you do much better today. You don't do better, man, you're going to be gone quick. You're going to be gone quick. By the way, I want to give a shout out to all of those who are giving to the ministry with your money, supporting the ministry financially. I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys for it. You guys are absolutely amazing. Oh, Chloe, you see my Qurans here? Yeah, these are 3 different Qurans here. I got Kalun, I got Hafs, and I got Warsh. Got Kalun, Wash, and Hafs. Yep, right here. Oh, yeah. Absolutely love it, yeah. All these 3 beautiful, different Arabic Qurans right here sitting on my desk, saying different things. But there's only one Quran, guys. I always know that. There's one Quran. 7 in 1. 7 dialects, 1 Quran. 7 in 1. A 7-inity. They believe in a 7-inity. Anywho. So let's go ahead and bring up Adam. Yeah, thank you guys for supporting financially. Those of you who are joining the Patreon, thank you guys so much for supporting the ministry, man. Guys who give on PayPal and through CashApp or Venmo and all this kind of stuff, Zelle. Thank you guys so much. So for those who do ask, the best way to support the ministry is through Patreon, to become a monthly patron. That's the best way to support. But if you don't want to support, want to have a fixed amount that you give every month, you can go ahead and just use PayPal. That's the second best way. PayPal or Venmo. Send whatever you want. But yeah, so I appreciate each and every one of you guys for helping me out with the ministry, man. Going to New York next month. Haven't set the dates yet exactly, but we are going to New York next month. I'm going to be linking up with Radar Apologetics, Rabbi Eduardo, and linking up with JP Uncut. And we're going to hit the streets. We're going to do some evangelism. We're going to give you guys some content. And we're going to be planting seeds out there in New York. So make sure you guys pray for us, Lord willing. Going to get probably towards the end-ish of August. That's what I'm probably going to shoot for New York, like towards like closer to the end of August. Okay. But yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. We got a guest up here. Let's see. Let's see. Rez, how you doing?
Hey, can you hear me well?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, so actually, I just have a quick question. I'm an ex-Muslim.
Oh, you're an ex-Muslim.
Yeah, but I have a question that many Christians actually having hard time to actually answer me correct if it's a sin or not, because I don't know if I'm actually sinning. So I will try to ask you. So I work in Copenhagen municipality for like engineering municipality where people wants to apply for, all kind of permissions. And the same municipality is also the municipality where people can go and get married. So I have a shift, it's every second month, where I have to be witness. And I have been that now for 6 months or maybe more, 8-9 months maybe. And what I have noticed, at least 1 out of 10 is a gay couple. And, by being a witness, I really don't know if I'm, because it is a sin, a couple getting married, and I am a witness, so I kind of supporting it somehow, and so I really don't know if it's a sin because I know it's a sin, but I also in my heart, doesn't accept it, but I still let people sign the papers in the end. I'm the one that have to let them sign the papers.
So is it your business?
Yeah, so it's part of my job, because it's the same municipality, so I
So
have
you so you
so
can
my,
refuse service of
yes.
people?
Yeah, no, so my job is like in the administration, okay? But we get one shift from this administration. It's that administration is another kind of job. It's like we are sitting and guiding citizens with the permission to have building a house and like that. But every team in our work, it can go and be witness, and then we will get some, flex hours if we want to go to a doctor one day and like that, and this flex hours, we get it by being a witness. We can be a witness. When
Yes, I'm a little confused about. So how much control do you have? Are you working for someone or is this your business?
I work for the Copenhagen municipality, so like for the government, you can say.
Okay,
Okay,
so
but I can say no.
so you're
I
just
can,
doing your job as in, basically you just put you let them sign the papers to finalize their marriage certificate, basically.
yeah, because officially, when people have to get married, there have to be two witnesses at least. So we are the official from the government or from the municipality as two witnesses. So the preacher or pastor, he say everything, and in the end they will come to me. I let them sign the papers that they get officially married, and at least like it's one of them is gay couple.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
what the thing is, I can say no to this job. It's not something I'm forced to do, but it's good for me because I can get some flex hours, in the end.
okay, got it. Yes, got it. So yes, then you are sinning, since you know that this is wrong, and then you are voluntarily being a witness to it, just for your own gains, getting flex hours and stuff. You're compromising your faith for your work. Like, and it's not even that you're forced. You're getting like some type of benefits from this. So
Yeah.
yes, that's definitely a sin, bro.
Okay. Because I was thinking, I know in my heart I don't accept it, and Jesus knows that I don't accept it. Okay, but in the same way, I'm working with it, so it's like
Yeah,
a
but
double.
yeah,
Okay.
when you say that you have a choice, and you can choose others and not be a witness to these particular ones, and you are convicted about this, it goes against your faith, but you do it anyway, then yes, you are sinning. Because what goes against your faith, what goes against the faith, that is sin. Right? That's Romans chapter 14. So
Okay. I
yeah,
see.
so I would suggest that you get away from that, refuse to do those types of signings or witnesses, and only do the men and the women.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Well, actually, it was that because it's something have bothered me for a long time, So,
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah,
absolutely.
I'm an ex-Muslim, but that's a long time ago. It's like 18 years ago, So,
Praise God.
okay, but thank you very much. So,
Of course. Take care of yourself, brother.
yeah, bye.
All right. All right. So I'm assuming that the rest of you guys are Muslims. Assuming that the rest of you guys are Muslims. So Emmanuel was here. How you doing, Emmanuel?
Hey, yeah, I'm
You're, Mus-
Manuel. No,
you're
I'm
Muslim?
not a Muslim.
So why did you hit the link when it says Muslim
No,
only?
no, no. Oh, my fault. Do I need to go then?
Yeah. Is it like hidden or something, guys? Like, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if the pinned link, the pinned message, it doesn't say Muslim only, like if it's blurred or something. Y'all let me know. I don't know. I don't know what to do from here. I don't know what to do from here. I don't know what to do from here. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good, good. Welcome. You're Muslim?
Yes.
All right. Why do you guys dislike Paul, man?
Why?
Yes. Why do you guys dislike Paul?
Well, in all honesty, I mean, I myself don't really dislike him. I don't believe that he exactly lines up with the teachings of Jesus, but
Why not?
well, because he says a couple of things that contradict Jesus and his disciples.
Okay. So would you say that and just to be clear, like where do you go to get like the teachings of Jesus and his disciples?
Well, I'm basing that on the Bible. I don't know. I don't believe in the Bible, but I'm based that on the Bible. Of course, he contradicts every teaching of Jesus in the Quran, but by your belief, he even contradicts what you take as the teachings of Jesus.
I asked why you don't like him, or you said you don't. It's not that you necessarily don't like him, but you don't believe that he, taught the truth or whatever. And I asked why. You said because he contradicted
So
Jesus'
I'll put it
teachings
simpler.
and the disciples from the
I'll
Bible.
put it in simpler terms. He contradicts both the teachings of Jesus in the Quran and in the scriptures that you accept.
So if he contradicts the teachings of Jesus in the scriptures that I accept, does that make him a false messenger?
Well, again, he's already a false messenger to me because I'm a Muslim, but it would make him a false messenger to you because you accept those scriptures.
Okay, so what makes him a false messenger objective? Because I'm not. I still don't have anything here.
Sure, I'll give you an example. So based on you,
No, it's not based on me. Like
no,
I don't determine, brother.
Yeah, I know.
I don't determine what is true. I don't determine what is false. We just go by objectivity.
All right. So again, based on your understanding, does Paul?
Why are you going based on my understanding again?
Because that's how you speak to somebody. So based on your understanding, does Paul?
It's either he contradicts Jesus or he doesn't. So
I'm trying to.
Jesus?
No, he does.
He does.
In your scripture, again, in your scripture.
Based on so in my scripture, it has the teachings of Jesus.
No, but he contradicts the teachings of Jesus in the scripture that you accept.
Does that make him a false messenger? Because you're saying that I don't have. You're saying that I don't have the teachings of Jesus. So what you're saying is like blah 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 at this point.
Again, like I said before, to me he's already a false teacher because I'm Muslim. But to you,
I don't
makes him a false teacher.
I'm not interested in to you or to me. I'm interested in objectivity again. So I'm not interested in what you feel or think or what I feel and think. I'm asking for a fact of the matter. You know what I'm saying? So when you say that Paul is a false messenger because he contradicted the teachings of Jesus
in the Bible, he contradicts the teachings of Jesus in the Bible.
So so anyone who contradicts the teachings of Jesus in the Bible is a false messenger. Is that correct?
Not necessarily so.
So then that doesn't go against Paul then. So I need something.
It does.
I need something legit that goes against Paul.
This is the reason why it proves that he's a false messenger.
But you just said going against the teachings of Jesus in the Bible does not prove that you're a false messenger.
The reason why that this is exclusive to Paul is because in the Bible, and according to Christians, you guys make the claim that he is an apostle by so-called by the will of Jesus. That means if he contradicts what Jesus or what you guys believe Jesus taught in your scriptures, then based on that, he is false.
So we have the truth, and we have the truth of what Jesus taught, and therefore we can compare Paul with Jesus to see if he's an actual apostle.
No, you don't have what Jesus taught.
So then you can't say that he's a false apostle because I don't have Jesus' teaching. So again, what teachings of Jesus do you have? Can we actually go to show that Paul was actually a false messenger?
I'm working based on what you say is true. Because you're the one that's making the claim that he's not a false apostle.
So is Muhammad a false messenger since he goes against what Jesus says in the Bible?
No, because the Bible doesn't actually have what Jesus says.
Because that's what I say is true.
Yeah, I know. So again, what I'm trying to show is that Paul is false even even in the very book that he's said to be an apostle in.
Is Muhammad false according to that same book?
No. Well, the book doesn't mention Muhammad.
You said it doesn't mention Muhammad?
No.
So you're saying the Bible that we have does not mention Muhammad?
Not necessarily. Not by name.
It's not. It's either it does or it doesn't, bro. Does the
Not
Bible
by
I have
name.
mention? Huh?
His description is within the Bible, but his name is not.
Okay, so his description is in the Bible. So the Bible does mention Muhammad.
It
So
has his description.
Okay, so is according to the same book that Muhammad's mentioned in, is Muhammad a true messenger or a false messenger?
Well, again, that book is distorted.
But you said that Muhammad's in it.
He isn't.
So Muhammad's in
Because-
a distorted book?
Yeah, not necessarily so, because based on the Muslim belief.
What?
Again, let me explain.
I repeat what you say, and then you say no, not necessarily.
Because I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so because I can pull up.
What literally in
Because I'm gonna explain to you. So, based on the Muslim belief, nobody can remove Allah's word from His text, but they can add to it and create false books that.
But you just
distort the meaning.
You just said that Allah's books or the scripture that we have that has this Muhammad's description has been added to and tampered with.
Yeah. What about it?
Thanks for coming.
Wait, what? I don't really.
Welcome back, Adam. Man, y'all never cease to amaze me.
Yo, listen, I'm in the middle of doing something. Can you bring me up after this guy, yeah? The next guy. I was just trying to reserve the place because it gets full easily, so.
We don't do that. It's either you come ready or you don't.
No, I'm ready. I'm just literally, I was ready the whole time. I thought you said on your stream at the start.
Only join when you're ready.
At the start, at the 2 minutes on the stream, it's 22 minutes now. You said I'm going to bring Adam up. And then I was waiting for you then. I was ready. But then you brought the other guy up.
But you're not ready now?
No, I'm literally in the middle of doing something quickly. But I'm still in the chat. Can be done in like 5 minutes if you just bring one person up. All
right, watch from YouTube and come join when you're ready.
No, I'm ready after the next guy, 100%. 100%.
Hello everyone, I hope you.
How you doing?
Logic. I've sent you a hadith and a page number. Yeah, can you open it up and read it for me, please?
Are you a Muslim?
No, I'm Christian, bro.
All right, brother. I'm only letting.
But I want us to. I always wanted you to understand that because that is part of the question.
Brother, respectfully, I love you. But
Yeah, I know.
I'm only letting up Muslims, my guy. All right.
Can you check that out, though, please?
I'll check it out.
Safe, yeah. No worries.
This question is detrimental. The question is absolutely detrimental. Kai said, bro, it's not that guy. Not that guy at all. 1 second, guys. Hello? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Got to go open the door for my brother. My brother's here. Give me a second. All right. Let's see here. We got Adam said he's ready. Welcome, Adam.
Okay, I'm back. How you doing?
Let's try this again. Why do you dislike Paul?
Say that. Why I dislike Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask. Okay, so if I was to dislike somebody, what would I go by?
What?
If I was to dislike somebody, what would I go by?
What would that go by? That's up to you.
Okay, so if somebody says, "Do you hate Avery?" and they
Mhm.
say because of what he says, right? Or then I'd have to analyze what you say, right,
Yeah,
to make a judgment if I hate you or not, right? Right?
yeah, sure.
Okay. And when you watch the NBA, because you were given the NBA reference yesterday, when you watch LeBron James, let's say he's running up and he travels with the ball, do you know that's a foul or what?
I'm not following now. I just want to
Okay,
know why you dislike
let's
Paul,
say
bro.
somebody in basketball travels with the ball. Do you know if that's a foul or not? If they travel with the ball, that's a clear foul, right?
It's illegal
Okay, but how do we know it's illegal? How?
because we know the rules of the game.
Okay, so we go to the writings, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you ask us why don't we like Paul, I go to what Paul says and what his writing says to make my judgment.
Very good.
And now this is what I'm saying to you. So when I look at what he says and all his contradicting statements in itself, he contradicts himself even. You know this can't be anything from God because God don't make mistakes, right?
So you're saying that Paul contradicts himself,
Himself, yeah, himself,
and
not
so
even Jesus.
therefore that makes him a false messenger.
Of course, he does in your, because I know where you're gonna go with this. You're gonna use the why fallacy and keep asking why, but he even contradicts your Jesus. Then you're gonna change the topic to Jesus' teachings. How do you know it's true? How do you know what we got is real? But yeah,
I'm not doing anything. I'm just going by what you say. Whatever you say, I'm gonna just follow you up
but
on
yeah,
that.
even the, like we were speaking about yesterday. You said that is the main event, the Damascus journey, right? And even in the event itself, he contradicts all his statements about the event, which
Okay.
is not consistent.
Okay, nice. So you're saying that if he contradicts himself, that makes him a false messenger. Is that true?
Yeah, and he
Okay. Well,
contradicted
let's
Jesus.
pause there for a second. Okay. So if Muhammad contradicted himself, he'll be a false messenger.
Okay, but now you're looking in Islam.
Well, no, I'm seeing if you're consistent with your standard.
Okay, what did you say?
If Muhammad contradicted himself, is he a false messenger?
If Muhammad contradicted himself, of course, if you contradict yourself, of course, then your revelation is not clear.
All right. Let me show you something.
But this, I told you, didn't I say this beforehand? You're gonna try and twist it to the Quran. I told you, I knew.
Well,
you were
it's not twisting
I knew
it.
it.
I'm saying I'm taking your standard. All I'm doing is asking your question. You
Yeah,
gave
but
me an
you listen.
answer, and
I
so
said
now
what
I'm
Paul
going to
says.
see. Now we're seeing if you are consistent or if you have a double standard.
Okay, but that's part B of the topic. What about part A? What I said
It
about
is
Paul's
part of the
words?
it is part of the topic.
No, but that was part 2. I made one claim saying
Well,
about Paul's
the
words.
point is that if you're going to say if you're going to bring an accusation against Paul and say this is why he's a false messenger, then anybody who fails that criteria would be a false messenger, right?
Of course, and
Okay,
I
so
made
that
a point,
means
right? I said he
so
contradicted
if
himself,
you don't
right?
accept Paul because of this standard that you create, then obviously Muhammad is above that. He doesn't fall to that standard.
Okay,
That's
but
why you
before
accept
you
Muhammad.
mentioned Muhammad, what did I clearly say? He contradicts himself. So the same way you're trying to bring up verses now about part B, about Prophet Muhammad, why don't we bring the verses I was speaking about where he contradicts himself, or we can see together?
Because that's not my concern here. My concern is whether or not you're honest and consistent. That's my
But
concern.
you asked us why Muslims hate Paul, and I'm showing
Yeah,
you
you
why.
just told me.
Because
You just
they're
told me why. So now I'm
it's-
going to see if you actually will be consistent and then hate Muhammad in the same like manner.
Okay, so look, I'll make it clearer for you. The NBA
There
example
is
I
nothing to
gave
make
you.
there.
Wait.
It's clear enough. You said Paul is a false messenger because he contradicts himself.
Yeah, but then
Okay.
like
So
you
if
gave the
Muhammad
NBA.
contradicted himself, he'll be a false messenger? You said
Okay,
yes.
so wait, let me just
Okay,
go back
boom.
to that.
So
Okay, one
instead of
sec. Let
wasting
me go back
time,
to the
now I'm about
NBA
to show you
example.
something.
Okay, let me go back to the NBA example that I gave you.
No, there's no going back to nothing,
When
man.
you make
already
when you
understand it.
make
This
the
is where we at
judgment,
now, Adam.
because
Hey,
you
Adam,
know
this
the
is where
rules,
we at
right?
now,
Wait.
buddy. This is where we at now.
Okay, go on.
This is
Well,
where
I'll
we
let
at
you speak
now.
because I want to get it done.
This is where we at now, pal.
But you changed the whole convo to Prophet Muhammad now.
I haven't changed anything. This is the combo.
It's not. It's why do
This is
Muslims
the
hate Paul?
combo, Habibi.
But wait, by your logic, are you a basketballer to be saying it's a foul? No, you don't have to be a basketballer to know it's a error if someone's doing wrong, right? So why do I have to be a Christian to know he's doing wrong and contradicting himself?
Who said that?
But that's what you're claiming.
When did I say that you have to be a Christian to know?
Because when I asked you this yesterday, you were saying, okay, so we got Jesus' teaching. So you believe this is Jesus' teachings, right? And you were trying to force that question. Do you remember?
You said that he contradicted Jesus' teachings.
And yes,
So
and how do I know this?
I
The
was
same
holding
way
you
you
to
know
your
it's
own
a foul
words.
in NBA. You look at the laws, right? You look at
Hey,
the
Adam,
laws,
are
right?
you listening? Slow down.
Come on.
I
my
gave
guy.
you your own words, correct?
No, but I'm giving you your own
Oh,
words
you
back
said
to say
no.
something.
Okay. All right. So now you don't know what you say. Can you read this for me?
No, I like your voice better. You can read if you
Go ahead
want.
and read it for me, man. If not, man, you could just bounce.
For not reading. Read it. It's a bit small for me. I can't. I have to zoom in and it'll cut it off. The stories there, the lesson from. Oh wait, just put the verse up if you want. I can just read from here.
What just happened?
But I don't see how this has anything to do with why do Muslims hate Paul, which is the topic.
You'll see what. You see what. Can you see it clearly now?
Okay. Indeed, in the stories is a lesson for men of understanding. The Quran is not a forged statement, but a confirmation. Existing books, the Torah, and Jewel, and other scriptures, and a detailed explanation of everything, and a guide and a mercy for them. Okay, but that's part A of the movie. You're looking
Beautiful.
at.
Do you see
You're
how it
looking at
says
the
here
wait,
that
wait,
it's
you're
a
looking
detailed
at the big.
explanation of everything, Adam?
Yeah, but I don't disagree with the Quran as well.
Good. You shouldn't. It's your book. So it's a detailed
But that's
explanation
part
of
one
everything.
of the movie.
Nice.
That's
All
the
right.
beginning. You have to look at the middle and the end of the movie. You're just going
Well,
to
that's
part
nice.
one.
That's beautiful. All right. So the Quran said it's a detailed explanation of everything. Go ahead and read this now.
But I don't even believe in the sources that you show me because half the time
Oh, you don't
guys show.
believe in the Quran?
No,
That's
because
crazy.
half the times you guys have
That's
put
crazy.
up
You don't
these
believe in the
hadiths.
Quran.
One second,
What the?
let me tell you why.
How do you not believe in the Quran, bro?
No, because
Go
you
ahead and
put
read
up
that. Go ahead and
verses.
read that verse for me, please.
You've put
Stop
up
wasting
verses
my
and
time.
hadiths. When I check, it's not mentioned.
Go ahead and stop. Go ahead and stop. Go ahead and read the verse, please.
Decent, Nando. Yeah, I'm not reading like that, but I can see it.
You can see it. All right, you don't got to read the whole thing since you don't like your Quran.
No, I'm saying you can read it if you want.
Does
There's
it
no
say
contradiction.
does it say in the Quran are verses that are entirely clear?
But this is what I'm saying. I can
Does it
engage
say
in this
that?
convo. This is nothing. This is minor. But
Does it say that
why
there are
you've
verses in the
changed the
Quran
whole
that are
topic?
entirely clear?
This isn't even the topic on your channel.
Does it say that there are verses in the Quran that are entirely clear?
And you sent down to you, innit? Of course.
Okay, nice. Those are the foundation of the book. And then it says, and others that are not entirely clear, right?
Wait, what verse is this? Sorry. Let me
It's
just
chapter
see.
3, verse 7.
Okay, let me get up on my.
Why? It's right in front of you. I thought you didn't want to read it yourself. Hello?
Yeah, I'm just looking on Safari for mine.
At first you told me you didn't want to read it.
Yeah, not out loud.
You said you lied?
Sorry?
You said you lied?
No, I said because I didn't want to read it out loud. But I'm looking at it now. Just give me 1 sec. I'm looking at it on my source now. That's why the mic went off, I think.
Shoo-ba-doo, da-ba-da, doo-ba-doo, da-ba-da-da, doo-da. Shoo-ba-doo, da-ba-da, doo-ba-doo, da-ba-da-da, doo-da. Shoo-ba-doo, da-ba-da, doo-ba-doo, da-ba-da-da, doo-da. Shoo-da-dee-doo. Shoo-da-dee-doo. Shoo-ba-doo, da-ba-da, doo-ba-doo, da-ba-da-da, doo-da. Shoo-ba-doo, da-ba-da,
Okay, yeah,
doo-ba-doo.
go on. I'm here.
So you see how it says that there are other verses that are not clear?
Yeah, but a detailed explanation of what everything, right? That was revealed before.
It says everything. No, not of what was revealed before. The Quran. It's talking about the
No, it's
Quran
talking
itself.
about
The
it says
Quran itself
everything
is
that
a detailed
it's
explanation
everything
of
that was
everything.
revealed. Look in the previous verse then. Look in the
Okay,
previous verse. It talks about
I'll go with you, bro. I'll go with you. So the Quran is a detailed explanation of everything that was previously revealed.
all our religious stories that we share, basically, kind of, in a way.
Nice. So it's detailed about everything that's been revealed in the previous scriptures.
So it's detailed about the message that was given to the prophets.
It doesn't say that. It
Sent
says
to the
detailed
whole
about
nations, because
everything.
in the
Does it
Quran,
say
there's
detailed about the message, or does it say it's a detailed
there's
explanation
prophets
of everything?
they all have the same message.
Does it say it's a detailed explanation of the message or a detailed explanation of everything? It's okay. You can unmute.
No, sorry, my guy. One sec. I've literally got a lot of people over. You can probably hear them in the back. I've just had to come outside. But yeah, carry on. What did you say?
Does it say it's a detailed explanation of everything?
Okay, so the previous verses, the same chapter. So, like I said, you can't just cherry pick one verse. We can all do that.
Does it say it's a detailed explanation of everything, bro?
Yeah, if you read the same chapter, you will see it.
All right.
100%.
So it says that the Quran is a detailed explanation of everything. Over here, it says that the Quran has verses that's not entirely clear.
Did you say it's 3:12, by the way?
3:7.
Oh, okay, sorry. 3:7, yeah. That specific chapter has 200 verses, and you just picked the one.
Who cares? That's none of those
What
other
do you mean,
verses are
who cares?
relevant
That's
to
an
what I'm
ignorance
asking
fallacy.
about. So you see the contradiction here? How your Quran says that it's a detailed explanation of everything, while at the same time, in another place, it says that there are some verses that are unclear, that are not detailed.
What? I don't understand your point. And others not entitled. Go for the punishment.
You really don't understand?
Is he a saint that broke the verse, the entire Qadar foundation of the verse?
You don't understand this?
Okay. Wait, and others, it's not entirely clear to them. It's not clear.
It doesn't say entirely clear to them.
Wait. Of course. So read the next line. What does it say?
It says, so as far as in those whose hearts is a deviation, they follow that which is not entirely clear.
Okay.
So instead of following the clear verses, the ones who deviate choose to follow the unclear verses.
Okay, and where did they get the unclear verses from?
The Quran, because it has unclear verses in it.
It mentions that in chapter 2, Surah Baqarah. If you go open Surah Baqarah, if you open that, it'll tell you. It will say there's them people, they used to change the scripture. They don't care about you. They don't
so you're saying that this is the unclear verses are in the changed book?
No, because at the time, what you're saying,
you just said no, but that's what you just said.
Says it's not entirely clear from our Allah guides whom He wills.
So who is it talking about? Is it talking about the Quran?
What do you mean? Is it talking about the Quran? I don't get your point. And others not entirely clear. I would have to read the tafsir as well, but you can see in the next verse. You can see in the next verse it relates to. You can see the next verse relates.
Is this talking about the Quran?
You can see what it says. One sec.
Is it talking about the Quran, Adam?
Punishment of thieves.
Adam, is it talking about the Quran?
For the punishment.
Adam.
Bro, you're like a girl. Relax.
Adam, is it talking about the Quran?
You're like a baby. Relax. One sec.
Is it talking about the Quran, Adam?
This guy's moving emotional. 1 second.
I think it's best to just admit when you're too stupid to have a conversation.
Okay, and others not into yes. So
it's just best to admit that you're too dumb to have a conversation. Don't come back. You're an idiot. Don't come back. You're an absolute dummy, a moron. That's a waste of time. Don't come back. How you doing, Muhammad?
Hi.
Why do Muslims not like Paul, man?
I would say because he contradicts himself.
Okay, so whoever contradicts themselves is a false messenger?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna show you the same thing.
But first, before you show me what you showed the other person, can I give you 2 verses so that you could try to show that that Paul is not contradicting himself?
Nope, that'll be a waste of time. That'll be a waste of time.
Well, not necessarily. So
I'm going with your standard. I'm not trying to defend
okay.
Paul in any way here.
Is
I
this your
just asked
standard,
you
though?
why you dislike Paul. You said because he contradicts himself. So by using
hold
your
on.
standard of why you go against Paul, I'm going to see if you would use that same standard and go
I
against
have a
Muhammad.
question though, real quick.
Okay,
Is that your standard?
it's your standard. You're the one who said
No,
it.
what I'm wondering if it's your standard. If somebody contradicts themselves and claims they're inspired by God, are they true or are they false?
I'd say they're false.
Okay, so when Paul says you're justified by faith, but James says somebody is not
You
justified
said that Paul
by faith
contradicted
alone.
himself. You said Paul
Well,
contradicted himself.
Oh, okay. When Paul
Okay,
says
so now,
that,
so
when
now,
Paul
so
says
now,
that you-
so now,
Paul-
go ahead, answer the question here.
when Paul says
You have
that
here in
he-
your Quran,
when
you have
Paul
one
says
verse
that
says in your
Jesus
Quran,
raised
Muhammad,
three-
go ahead and mute up. Go ahead and mute up. You're going to have to deal with this. You're going to have to deal with the criteria that you set up yourself. And I'm going with you. Whoever says that whoever contradicts themselves and say they got it from God, they are a false messenger. Cool.
That's something that Paul
So let's
does.
go with your standard and let's see if Muhammad passes this standard that you apply to Paul. Your Quran I have 2 verses on the screen here. One says that the Quran is a detailed explanation of everything. The other says that the Quran has some clear verses and unclear verses. Is that a contradiction?
No, not really.
All right, so tell me how it's not a contradiction, how the Quran in one place says it's a detailed explanation of everything, while in another place says, oh, well, actually, there's some verses that are not clear, not detailed. How is that not a contradiction? How
Right.
are those two reconcilable?
Hold on. Where does the verse say not detailed?
It says here it's not entirely clear.
Yeah. So how is that not detailed? Because you're putting your own.
Do you see
words
what
into
the
the
verse?
verse.
Okay, I got you. Does the verse
I'm
over
just
here
asking
say does the verse over here say a detailed explanation of everything?
Yes. What I'm trying to say is when you read
So
the
if-
verses, please
wait.
quote word for word. Do not put your own words and say that it's
You're
saying
right.
that
You're
some
right.
verses
You
are
got
not
it.
detailed.
You got
Please.
it. You're right. You're right. You got it. So does this verse say detailed explanation of everything?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Does this verse say that some verses are not entirely clear?
Yes.
So do these not entirely clear verses have details about everything, or do they lack details?
They're just ambiguous.
Exactly. So if they're ambiguous, that means that they are not detailed about everything, right?
Well, a single verse is never going to be detailed about everything.
Got it. So that's a contradiction then when the Quran says actually, yes, it's detailed explanation of everything, right?
Yes.
So it's a contradiction?
No. I'll try to. No. So it's saying that it's a detailed explanation of everything, and a guide and a mercy for those who believe. So to the people who believe, it's a detailed explanation of everything. Now, what it's also saying is that some verses are ambiguous, and people, like with the Bible, will use ambiguous verses to prove their point of view.
Oh shoot. Sorry. So how is it not a contradiction? Go ahead.
Well, hold on. First of all, I have to understand your understanding of why it is a contradiction.
Okay. One place says detailed about everything, right? Detailed explanation of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's detailed explanation of everything,
Mhm.
that means that it will not be ambiguous, correct?
Not necessarily. So you have to define what the everything means.
Now we don't know what everything means, guys.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what do you
Now
think
we
that
don't
the
know what
means?
everything means, and this is Islam. In Islam, you are going to question what hand means. You're going to question what everything means. You're going to question what the word what means. You're going to question everything because you have no answers, because the Quran, even the Quran verse, and I hope you're listening to this, Muhammad, even the Quran verse that says that it is a detailed explanation of everything is not detailed and explained by what it means by everything. Ain't that ironic? Even the verse where it says its detailed explanation of everything is ambiguous. It's not clear. It's not explained in detail. Go figure. Tough. Can we be intellectually honest with each other? What?
You know what's tougher? Do you know what's tougher?
Can we be intellectually
said
honest with
that
each other,
Jesus
bro?
raising from the dead after 3 days was prophesied in the Old Testament. There's no prophecy that says that.
That's nice.
So based on what you said earlier, Paul's false.
How do you deal with this, bro?
How do you deal with what I just gave you?
Okay, I got you. So how I deal with it is like this. So I will go here. If I'm clicking here, then I would just like that. That's how I would do it. That's how I would deal with that. I would make idiots like you disappear. Inquisitor, I muted you for a second, but you're on stage now. You can unmute when you're ready.
Hello.
How you doing? Are you Muslim?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm pretty good, man. Thanks for asking. So the question I'm asking is, man, why do Muslims not like Paul?
I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, it's not like I don't like him. I'm just confused about him. But
Okay.
it's like but I've seen like it's because there's a lot of like against and for him, you know. So I just want to like clear it up. But it's okay if I give you like one of the things they say.
They say, oh, like who?
Like people I've seen online. I can't give names, but you know, like people do lives on TikTok and like stuff like that.
You're talking about Muslims?
But yeah.
So Muslims are attacking Paul?
Yes, I condemn it personally. I don't believe you should attack anyone.
Okay. So what's something that they say that they use against Paul that makes them believe that he's a false apostle?
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I want to be like I don't have enough knowledge. Maybe you can correct me. But it's like, I think it's in Romans 14:9. It says Jesus is the God of the living and the dead. But in Matthew doesn't he say that God is God is the God of the living, not the dead? Isn't that a contradiction?
No,
it does
not.
Okay, explain please.
So let's pull it up.
Yeah, the Matthew one is Matthew 22:32. I
know the verse in Matthew.
Oh,
let's pull up the one in Romans.
Yeah, you're more knowledgeable than me, so I want to like learn, you know.
So just to be clear, when they're bringing this up, they're using this as an accusation against Paul for contradicting a teaching of Jesus.
I would say so, yeah.
So does that mean that that the teachings of Jesus are found in Matthew?
Yes, personally, because I'm not like I'm questioning at this point, but yeah, historically, it is the most reliable of the scholarly consensus, yeah. Anyone, not only idiots and either.
No, you're right. So then, by that standard, whoever contradicts the teachings of Jesus, especially the ones that we find in the gospel, they would be a false messenger, right? According to that standard.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
So that would mean that Muhammad, according to that standard, would be a false messenger, right? Because he obviously contradicts what Jesus taught.
Of course. I'm studying. As I said, I'm studying. But at this moment, yes, I would condemn him, yes. And that's what I want to learn from you, obviously. Is you're the knowledgeable guy. I'm just like, I'm nothing compared to you.
Wow, I'm nothing compared to you, man.
But I just
All
want to
right.
explain. I know there's maybe context, you know. So, like,
Yeah.
you explain. You know more.
Yeah. So this is what it's talking about here in Romans 14 and in Matthew 22. Goodness, what's going on here? But you're the first honest person that came up so far. So
Yeah, I've studied all of it. All the scholars say yes. Why would I believe something a fable? You know,
yeah.
it's just logic. You know, you don't need a whole fake to say to go against that.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So this is what is happening in Matthew 22. So in Matthew 22, let me put it up on the screen here. In Matthew 22, you have they're asking, let's see here, about the resurrection. So the same day Sadducees came to him, who say that there is no resurrection, and they asked him a question, saying, "Teacher, Moses said if a man dies having no children, his brother must marry the widow and raise up offspring for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers among us. The first married and died, and having no offspring, left his wife to his brother. So to the second and third, down to the 7th. After them all, the woman died. In the resurrection, therefore, of those 7 men, whose wife will she be? For they all had her." But Jesus answered them, "You are wrong, because you know neither the scriptures nor the power of God. For in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven. And as for the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what it was said to you by God? I am, not was, but I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not God of the dead, but of the living." And when the crowd heard it, they were astonished at his teaching. So he is refuting them with their thinking of there being no resurrection. He refutes them about there being a resurrection. And then he adds on to this the evidence that the believers who died are actually still alive, even more alive than we are here on earth, because they're with God. So he says, so these people who, like, for example, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, they've passed away. However, they are alive with God. They're alive
Yeah.
with
I've heard of that. Yeah, with the
Right.
Catholics and stuff like that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
It's just the last time I've heard.
Mhm. So that's the context in which he's saying. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they are alive. They are living. They are with God. That's why God says, I am their God still. Not was in the past tense. I am. Right? They're still alive with God. Now, Romans 14, it's a different context here. Romans 14 now.
Wait, can I just say something quickly?
Sure.
So about the part where it says not the dead, what does that mean then?
He's showing
You said they
them.
were living.
Yes. So he's showing them that the followers of God, the believers here, they're not, they didn't cease to exist. They are conscious. They are alive with God. Right. So with them, they think that there is no resurrection, that's it. There is no resurrection. That's it. Right. And Jesus is refuting that, showing that even Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are alive.
Oh, so when he says the dead, he's talking about the people that said that Abraham was dead.
Yes. And
okay.
all of them are dead. Right. So now over here in Romans 14, let's read this in context here. For none, I'll start at verse 7. For none of us lives to himself, and none of us dies to himself. For if we live to the Lord. And if we die to the Lord. So then, whether we live or whether we die, we are the Lord's. We belong to him. For to this end, Christ died and lived again, that he might be Lord both of the dead and the living. So whether you live, you belong to the Lord Jesus. Whether you die, you belong to the Lord Jesus. That's the context that Paul is referring to.
Okay, I have no words. Okay, I get it now. It was a stupid argument. Okay,
Yeah,
I know now.
it's a stupid argument, but that's what they come up with. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, can you tell me in the private chat if you're a Muslim, Robert? If you're not a Muslim, this is only for Muslims to join.
Yeah, I guess I've nothing else to say now. I think I believe fully. There's not much I can go against, is there? That's all I needed to clear up.
That's it. That's all you needed.
Wait, is it okay for us something, but it's not on the topic?
Sure.
It's just like how do I like study like further? Do I just look at like the church fathers or stuff like that? Or
Yeah, if you want to look into the history of the church and the interpretations of the church fathers, you can go ahead and look into church history, church tradition. That's a good place to go to see how they interpreted certain verses, certain scriptures, see what the church was unified on, when it comes to theology, the deity of Christ, the Trinity and stuff like that, see how they explained it, see the heresies that they come against and how they refuted these heresies, right? Like, people who rejected the deity of Christ, or even people rejected that Jesus was human. They believed he was divine, but not human. So you got the church that constantly deal with these heresies that are popping up. And so you'll see how Christian theology is like sharpened and over time.
it's because I've seen people like Athanasius, but I know there's like a lot of like the types of like churches. Some of them like condemn certain people. So I'm like who do I look into specifically? You know what I'm talking about them.
And look into all of them. Look into all of them. Look into what Irenaeus teaches, Ignatius. Look into Polycarp. Look into Eusebius, because he breaks down a lot of the history of the church. And look into all of them, man.
Okay,
you'll be all right. Man. All right,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Take care of yourself, bro.
Have a nice day.
You too. All right. We got a super chat here, man, from Manny. He said, I just got a Muslim a few minutes ago to admit that Allah prays based on the Tafsir of Ibn Kathir, Volume 6 in Arabic. It feels good to do God's work, and I thank you and Rob Christian for teaching me, as I'm new to the faith, man. Glory to God. Glory to God. That's the point. We're supposed to equip you guys to be able to, do this. Spread the word, spread the message. All right. God bless you guys, man. That's awesome. The internet is a beast, tearing Islam to pieces. That's right. That's right. All right, let's see. Next guest here. How you doing? How you doing, Ibrahim?
Oh, hi. You talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I wasn't looking at the screen, so I didn't realize.
All good. So the question I've been asking is, why do Muslims dislike Paul?
To be honest, I'm not so knowledgeable as about Paul per se. I don't know that people believe that he led people astray, and by listening to the other brothers that contributed before me, there is out of belief that he contradicted himself. Then listening to you, you brought up these verses from the Quran that I really didn't know, and I found that quite interesting. I can't remember the verses because, as I said, I'm not looking at the screen. Can you bring them up again?
Yeah, sure. It's chapter 3, verse 7, and chapter 12, verse 111.
Okay. And if you allow me to ask you to read it for me, as I said, I'm not looking at the screen. I'm just listening. So.
Oh, yeah, I got you. So chapter 12, verse 111, it says, indeed, in their stories, there is a lesson for men of understanding. It, the Quran, is not a forged statement, but a confirmation of Allah's existing books, the Torah and Injil, and a detailed explanation of everything and a guide and a mercy for the people who believe. Now, the contention here is how the Quran says about itself that it is a detailed explanation of everything. That's the focus.
Okay.
All right. So then we go to the other verse, chapter 3, verse 7. And it says, "It is he who has sent down to you the book. In it are verses that are entirely clear. They are the foundations of the book. And others not entirely clear. So as for those who in whose hearts there is deviation, they follow that which is not entirely clear thereof, seeking fitna and seeking for its hidden meanings. But none knows its hidden meanings except Allah." And so on and so forth.
Okay.
Right.
So basically you believe that is a contradiction?
Yes.
Okay, then I find that quite interesting, because just based on basic understanding or just comprehension, I believe that this is describing what you're doing right now, which is an amazing deed by the Quran. Because if you look at it, it's saying that the Quran as a whole is a detailed description of everything, right? But there can be verses that if you isolate them, they might not be entirely clear, and there is people that choose to just focus on isolating certain verses just to misconstrue the message. But the Quran as a whole is a little explanation of everything. So I don't see no contradiction there, just based on very basic reading comprehension.
Okay. So
I think your problem here is lack of reading comprehension, really.
Well, let's see. Let's see if I'm not comprehending it, or let's see if I'm comprehending it perfectly and just going with what the Quran says. So it says here, not that there are verses that people isolate and therefore they are unclear. It says here that in the book Allah sent down to you, in it are verses that are entirely clear. They are the foundations of the book.
Okay.
And others not entirely clear. So that it has nothing to do with people twisting it or misunderstanding it. No. There are verses
but it doesn't.
And there are verses that
but
are
also,
not clear.
But also, it doesn't entail that makes it not a detailed explanation of everything. If you comprehend English, that this doesn't mean that this doesn't debunk the part of being a detailed explanation of everything. I don't know where you get that from. I'm just trying to understand.
Let's
understand.
Let's talk through it. Let's talk through it together. If something is not entirely clear, is it a detailed explanation of everything if it's not entirely clear?
No, but if a part of something, which is what is stating there, is not entirely clear, it doesn't mean that the something as a whole is not an explanation of everything.
It does, because if within the verse,
but logic, let's be honest. If you're not gonna be honest, as you do, feel free to remove me. I need a little bit of honesty, dude. Come on.
I know, I feel like we could work through it. I'm not gonna remove you yet. I feel like we could work. I could work with you, probably, hopefully. If a verse is not entirely clear, if there's some ambiguity to the verse, then that means that it's not fully explained, right? It's not
the verse, but not the Quran as a whole. Because the first thing you said is that you said that the Quran is an.
I didn't
no, because Well, I'm talking about the Quran verses that you're talking about. Yeah, the first verse you spoke about is saying that the Quran as a whole is a detailed explanation of everything.
Yeah,
the second verse is just talking about verses, just only verses, isolated verses.
Right. So that means that the Quran is not a detailed explanation of everything if it has things in it that are unclear and ambiguous, right?
Dude, if those things are isolated, but if you have the Quran as a whole, it's still an explanation of everything. Okay. What's that? It's talking about verses, so that means isolation. I mean, let's be honest. I just want you to be honest. I'm just
Just stop, please. If something is a detailed explanation of everything, will it have it? Like, for example, if I had a cookbook,
yes,
right?
yes,
And I said this cookbook is a detailed explanation of everything.
yes.
But then you go into the cookbook and you see that there are some recipes that are pretty clear, and then there's another recipe that's not entirely clear. It's not detailed. It's not clear.
Yeah, but then,
ambiguous.
if
So
in between recipes, listen, no, listen. Are we having a conversation
detailed about everything? If it has things that are ambiguous.
My answer is between recipes there is explanations, okay, that clarify. If it's between between verses, okay, the recipes are verses. If between recipes there is explanations that clarify that what you might misunderstand from one recipe to another.
Okay, got it.
That's our explanation for everything.
I got you. Very good. So let's actually put this to the test, guys, because let's put this to the test. He's saying that, maybe there would be a verse that's unclear, but another verse in the Quran will clarify it and explain it, right? That's what you're saying, right?
No, what I'm saying is that the whole context the whole context of the Quran will explain it.
I think that's exactly what I just said.
No, that's the one you said. You said a verse. I said the whole context. That's two different things.
Okay. So that's what I want you to do. I want you, because you're saying that the Quran itself will be able to explain this. I'll allow it. I'm going to read you one verse, and I want you to be able to tell me what is happening in this verse from the Quran. Okay? Fair enough? You can use whatever verse, any chapter in the Quran, anything, wherever you can find it in the Quran, wherever it may have an answer. I would like for you to use it to your best of your ability. You have, whatever.
I mean, let's be honest with you. As I told you, I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm in just headphones.
I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, but like you want me to find something. I cannot find it. I'm not having it, unfortunately. I was even my conversation.
I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you. I have the computer at my disposal. Whatever you want.
Yeah,
me to but I'll help.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're like, listen, you're trying to debug me. I'm not gonna trust you on it.
No,
I'm not gonna trust you on it because you've been honest.
I don't care what you trust. I'm gonna read
and I don't care what you tell me because you're a very dishonest person.
Mute up. Let's see what you get. So tell me the answer to this.
I'm out. I cannot with the dishonesty. You saw this.
Please mute up and wait for your verse to be read.
I'm out.
Wait, okay, I'll just put you down and just bring you up when I'm done. All of these, you guys are just going straight in panic mode. You don't got to go straight into panic mode. Don't go straight into panic mode. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Glorified be he who carried his servant by night from, and he ran away, guys. The coward ran away. The absolute coward panicked and ran away because he sees the contradiction and he can't deal with it. I'll wait to use this for somebody else. Just in case another Muslim comes up with a dumb explanation, denial, and dishonesty, I'll save this for you. All right? I'll save that for you. Cowards. All right, let's see here. What up, Rise? Rise, you there? Sorry about that, guys. So once again, my Wi-Fi just randomly shut down on me. I don't get it. I don't know what the problem is yet. All right. Asif. Asif, it says that your name is Tony.
Hello.
Is your name Tony? It is hardwired, guys. It's literally connected to my router. The Wi-Fi is directly connected to my router, but it's the Wi-Fi that actually shut down. Like the Wi-Fi, just like yesterday, cut. I don't know what's the issue there. I got to call the people. Is your name Tony, Asif?
No, my name is Asif.
Why does it say like you authenticated with Facebook? Your name's Tony Stank on Facebook.
That's a pseudonym.
That's a what?
That's a pseudonym.
Were you here yesterday?
Yeah, you banned me, I guess.
Yeah, and you came back on an alternate account.
Yeah.
So why did you come back on an alternate account if I banned you?
No, I was meaning to ask you why you banned me.
Because you're dishonest and wasting my time.
I just wanted you to clarify how I was so. I wanted to understand. I did not mean
No, you
anything.
didn't. You didn't want to understand anything. You're playing games. You know, you're
I'm
playing.
sorry
dumb.
you felt that way, but I was really not trying to. I've always tried to strive for the truth.
Oh, that's not what I picked up from our experience.
Again, I'm sorry for if you felt that way, but my intention, as I'm telling you now, I always try to strive for the truth.
Well, that's good. So continue to strive for the truth, bro. But you know, I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to talk to you about.
Can you please at least clarify what I was dishonest about?
No, you could just rewatch it and probably take it from there. I mean, the live is up. It's up. It's on the channel. If you want to go ahead and rewatch that and see where I called you dishonest, it's right there. I called it out, and you can go ahead and you know, maybe self-reflect and maybe try to, you know, do better in conversations in the future with other people. Maybe, you know, something
Can
like
we
that.
try one last time?
No.
Okay.
Take care of yourself.
Goodbye.
Rise, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
What's up, man?
Yo, man, bro, I've been losing sleep trying to because it's like 1 a.m. over here. I was waiting for you to start a stream, but you were just not for like a week, and so you weren't here.
Yeah, I was out of town with some Daif Wi-Fi, dude.
Damn, bro, that sucks. I mean, I'm glad you're back. That's what matters.
Yeah, I'm back home now though. But I mean, the Wi-Fi here is tripping too. I don't know. I just can't. I can't get no luck, man. I just can't win, man.
Yeah, I can see that. The moment I came in, it's just it glitched for some reason. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, how are you, dude? You good?
Man, I've been reading the Gospel of Matthew, and I already have loads of questions.
Okay.
But something that I'm sure is that the Quran has some literal contradictions that you can use all the contextual variants that you want, the variables, I mean, and you still wouldn't be able to explain it, you know. That's my observation of the Quran, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's quite clear, but I wanted to ask one question so that I can continue. Do you believe that the Bible has been changed over time?
No, I do not. I do not believe. So when I say that, I mean that the theology and the message of the New Testament has been preserved for 2,000 years. Now, we do have manuscripts that have textual variants here and there. Textual variants that don't matter, some variants that, you do got to address, but none of them affect the message and the theme of the New Testament.
The core of Christianity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that's how we look at, as Christians, that's how we look at preservation.
Okay, I see you. I would recommend for you to watch a series called Nothing Fails Like Bible History. I don't know if you ever watched. No, I would recommend, because it would sharpen you as well, and maybe you might find some contradictions. I don't know, like how Jesus was born, like during the year where Jesus was about to be born. There's differences between the Gospel of Luke and the Gospel of Matthew. I think you're aware of this.
What's the difference?
It was something that Mary and Joseph had to move out of Bethlehem or something. They had to go to some other town. Meanwhile, in the Gospel of Luke, they stayed in the same town or something. I'm sorry, I can't recall the specific verses and stuff, but I just watched that video. It just seems interesting. I don't know.
You want to look at it right now? Let's see.
Yeah.
So in Matthew,
I mean, you don't have to, because you might get copyright struck or something. I don't know.
Well, no, not his video. Yeah, I'm not gonna play his video because they are weird with stuff like that. We're gonna look at the verses.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna look at the birth of when Jesus moved. There's a genealogy of Jesus, the birth of Jesus, and then Luke. Let's put these side by side and see if there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, gotta reshare my thing. Okay, so we got the birth of Jesus here. All right, boom. So that does that, but where's the?
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, about Caesar and stuff.
All right, we got the visit of the wise men. We got the same thing, the shepherds and the angels. Over here, those are the wise men. All right, the flight to Egypt. Now, when they departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared. All right, hold on. Let's see. Let's go here. All right, so Herod was trying to unalive Jesus.
Yeah, because he was feeling threatened.
They left Bethlehem to go to Egypt.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Move back. So you're saying, all right, in Luke here. Let's see here. And all who heard it wondered, and the shepherds. But Mary treasured up all these things, pondering them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying, praising God. And at the end of 8 days, when he was circumcised, he was called Jesus, the name given by the angel before he was conceived in the womb. Okay.
Hey, can you go more up? I think it was there. I'm not sure. Just go more up. Yeah. Let us go over to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened with the Lord. So that means he was in Bethlehem when he was born, according to the Gospel of Luke. Is that?
Yeah, that's according to both of them. He was both Matthew and Luke say that he was born in Bethlehem. That's where Herod in Matthew, Herod tried to, Herod tried to kill him. Why am I talking like I'm on TikTok? Herod tried to kill him in Matthew, so they left Bethlehem and went to Egypt. Yeah. This doesn't really.
The return to Nazareth. I don't know. Yeah, I should have done my research better. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, I really advise you to watch a YouTuber called something along the lines of Kool-Aid. Nothing feels like Bible history. I believe that you watching and possibly refuting those, would sharpen you as a, as a scholar.
I'm not a scholar, nowhere
I
near.
mean,
But it will sharpen me in my apologetic and stuff, right?
yeah.
I get what you're saying. And I agree with you. Stuff like that, responding to stuff like that and looking at stuff like that is what helped me over the years for sure. So you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But yeah, it looks like there's no discrepancy here in where Jesus was born. The shepherds coming to see him. None of this, as I'm reading it, looking at it, doesn't contradict it.
Okay, thank you for clarifying this.
Yeah. But yeah, send me wait, what is you said, hold on, I'm gonna check it out right now. So give me something to look at later.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Just type Kool-Aid. Nothing feels like Bible history.
Nothing feels like Bible.
Yeah.
All right, this guy.
Yeah, all of those. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll check him out. Nothing feels like Bible history. Okay. I'll check him out and line up his stuff. Maybe do some videos and some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now I got some questions.
Have you heard of a channel called Inspiring Philosophy?
I probably watched some videos because I've been watching a lot of religious channels, but you shouldn't.
He is really good when it comes to like the historical reliability of the Bible and answering, these type of supposed contradictions that people do. Him right here is his channel. He's really good at that. He has a bunch of series on that type of stuff too. He has a series on the New Testament authenticity. He has a series on, he does council nights. He does all this kind of stuff. So watching his stuff really helped me and like equipping me with this type of topic. So, Inspiring Philosophy debated holy Kool-Aid. Wow, they actually debated.
Really?
That's incredible.
That's interesting. That's
100 always knows this stuff. You got the link to that? That is interesting. But yeah, IP man, he's absolutely amazing, bro. Absolutely amazing, especially when it comes to this stuff. But yeah, so what's your questions now?
Yeah. Well, as you know, I am a Muslim. I would say I am. I don't know. I just believe in a higher power. I believe in God, but I'm not specified.
You're not a Muslim, bro.
I don't know, man.
You left Islam in your heart, man, a while ago.
That doesn't mean that I'm automatically gonna convert. I need a lot of questions answered.
I know.
And I'm not gonna ask you all, like, I'm not gonna ask so many questions because they can be answered in the internet or something. One question that I'm quite interested in on hearing your answer is, as you know, I was a Muslim and belief in God is very important to me. And that's the reason why I dug deep into the Quran and the Hadith. And I found out some questionable rules, which led me to become more curious about Christianity and Judaism. But like my main point is, I got here. I mean, at least I believe that I got here out of curiosity and like the search for truth. But how would you explain, like, why hasn't the Holy Spirit, for example, guided some of my friends who are like very, very kind people? They give alms to the poor. They're just amazing people. Why hasn't the Holy Spirit, for example, guided them into Christianity and they're still Muslim and they're doing amazing deeds? I mean, at least on site, at at least on site.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you explain that? Like,
well, it's as simple as everyone has the freedom, bro, to believe and search. Everyone has that freedom.
what happened to those people then? If Christianity was never around them and not introduced,
they never heard of Jesus in the gospel before?
They could have heard the name of Jesus, but they were never curious to search for like religion and stuff.
And they're in your circle?
Yeah, they're in my circle. No, I mean, in my circle they heard, but outside my circle, like, even if they heard the name of Jesus, they will self-rationalize that, oh yeah, Jesus is a prophet, and the whole Christianity thing just fails on their mind.
Exactly. So they're rejecting the gospel, and that's on their own. I mean, even you rejected the gospel for a long time. You still haven't accepted it, but you're more open to it now than ever before, right?
Yeah.
In this journey. So, you know, you have the freedom to believe, and you have the freedom to seek. Like literally, Jesus says, "You seek and you will find; ask and it will be given to you; knock and the door will be open." That's all you have to do. And so once you begin doing that, stuff begins to open up, like it's doing for you. You're a living witness to this, right? So once you open yourself up, the Holy Spirit works with you. The Holy Spirit works with you.
Okay. I got one more question, and I believe this is quite final for this time. So I'll continuously come to your stream, but I don't want to spend too much time, you know.
Rise, you can come anytime. Don't ever feel like you're
Yeah,
not.
I'll come. I'll continuously come, but not for too long, you know. Okay, so my father says that the Quran was given to a specific time for that group of people. It's just my father. He's not a scholar or something. Just a yes or no question, as you do this to Muslim scholars. As you do this, do you believe that the Bible has been given to a specific group of people, like the rules and stuff? So I just need to continue for you.
Yes, the Bible was given in a particular time. Certain revelations came to particular people at a particular time. Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, my father believes that the Quran also was given to like a specific group of people for a specific time, and though we should still follow it, but not 100%, not 100%, since we shouldn't be worshiping idols like Christians. That's what my father says. Now, I believe that if you answer this question that I'm about to ask, you don't need to prove that Jesus is God. You don't need to prove. If you could only give the best arguments for the Bible being unchanged and preserved correctly, I believe that you'd win a lot of debates, because if you could prove that the Bible has been preserved 100% or at least 99%, then what other reason could a Muslim give that, oh yeah, I still don't believe in the Book of God, you know? I mean, that's honestly my point of view. Like, if the Bible is 100% true and it has been preserved, then why not believe in it? That's my. So what arguments would you give, for example, to my father or to a Muslim who says, oh yeah, like the Bible has been corrupted? What are your strongest arguments?
Well, one, I show them that the Quran doesn't teach that. I show them that the Quran over and over again attests to the validity and the authority of the Bible. That's number one. Refute every verse that they think the Quran says that it's corrupted, and show them how it's otherwise, and also show the scholars. That's one. Number two, I would also then show them the Dead Sea Scrolls of the Old Testament, of how we have even Old Testament scrolls that existed at least 200 years before Jesus, that they quote from, and show them how the church fathers were always even quoting the New Testament that we have, even earlier than some of the manuscripts that we have. But they're quoting the scripture in their time, right? Showing that the scripture existed, and they're quoting what we have. So showing the Dead Sea Scrolls, showing the Old Testament scrolls match what we have today, showing how how the manuscripts that we have today in the New Testament, those ancient manuscripts, match what we have today, right? And we're also honest about what all these manuscripts have and say. We didn't have one guy who got together and burned them, the ones he didn't like, and then make their own. No, we have all the manuscripts, whether they're fragmentary, whether they're full, whether they have this variant or that variant, we have them. We're not missing anything. I'll show them that. All right. And then, so that's the process that I'll go. But the very first thing for me, if I'm talking to a Muslim, is show them how the Quran itself validates the Bible. Like so to say that it's corrupted will be going against the Quran. And I never understand why Muslims do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're talking to your dad, use the Quran, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I see your argument.
Yep. Use the Quran. Man, bring him one day. Bring him one day. Put him in the phone. We can
honestly,
talk.
I can. Honestly, I can.
You can?
Yeah. Why not? I mean,
yeah, bring him one day.
He's very skeptical of Christians, but whatever.
Yeah,
I'll bring him one day. I'll bring him one day.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Okay, that was it for right now. I don't want to spend much of your time. I'm very happy that you're bringing me here. Next time I'll... What?
I said I'm happy you're coming.
Okay.
I said, I'm happy you're coming with it. I'm happy you're showing up, man. It's good. It's a good sign.
I mean, thank you. I'll come up the next time as well, possibly with my dad. But please just watch those Kool-Aid. Just watch them, okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm not knowledgeable. I can't judge. But when I see those videos, I'm like, wow, like the Bible is very inaccurate based on those videos.
Yeah.
Without hearing the other side of the...
Yeah. Well, like I said, also go into inspiring philosophy. Go into IP.
Okay.
Philosophy. All right. Go to that channel. All right, because that's essential, especially with dealing with topics like this. He crushes it. Okay. All right. I'm also try to find that debate too. I'm gonna try to find it.
Oh my God. I got another question as I was reading through the gospel. Can you answer it quick?
Sure, I'll try.
It was I think it was on chapter 15, something like that. Jesus, also in chapter 10, I have like two questions. Why did Jesus say, "I did not come here in peace, but by the sword"? Then also in in chapter 15, he was calling disbelievers or those who reject the gospel dogs or pigs or something. Have you heard?
Yeah, talking to the Pharisees. So talking to the Pharisees, those people who are supposed to be spiritual leaders and guiding the people, are actually spiritual predators and misguiding the people and deceiving them. And so he calls them pigs and dogs, especially. So that's dealing with them with their character being deceitful and not handling the matters of leadership that they're supposed to handle, especially with the people. So there's swine and their dogs, and Jesus is harsh. Jesus wasn't some softy, kumbaya dude that a lot of soft Christians try to portray.
Peaceful. I thought like Jesus was very like peaceful and stuff like.
Oh, he was, but he wasn't a pushover either, and he called stuff for what it was. And if you notice, and you'll see this as you continue to read the gospel, how Jesus is with, like, for example, tax collectors and sinners, right? Versus how he is with the religious leaders. He is a lot more harsh with the religious leaders, and he's gentler with the common folk. He's gentle with them because the religious leaders, they know better. They know better.
Yeah.
And so he's harsh with them. But yeah, but even and in the context where he says, I don't think that I came to bring peace, but I came to bring
By the sword.
yeah, I came to bring the sword, right? So in that context, he's now let's go to that. Let's what chapter is that?
Chapter 10, I believe.
Let's see. No.
Is it chapter 10? I think it's. Let me search.
Yep. Chapter 10, man. You're good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah. So okay, good. So in the context, he's talking about the persecution that the believers will face for believing in him.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the context. And so so let's just read a little bit above here. Let's start at 20. All right, let's start at 30. It says, but even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I also will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I also will deny before my Father who is in heaven. So this is the context. When you're being persecuted by people, when they're pressing you, and you're in that situation, do you deny Christ or do you accept it, or do you like proclaim him even in persecution? Right? And so in this, believing in Jesus brings division. It divides.
Yeah.
It divides family members, it divides friends, because Jesus is of the truth and light, everything else is darkness. So believing in Jesus is not, it's not, a peaceful thing. It brings division. So this is what he says, 34. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to earth. I have come not to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set man against his father, a daughter against her mother, daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a person's enemies will be those in his own household. Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it. And whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. All right? Whoever receives you receives me, and whoever receives me receives him who sent me. So right here, the division, the sword that he's bringing, that sword of division, that sword of truth that divides light from darkness, truth from falsehood. And even in households, you know how it is, especially as a Muslim. If you're a Muslim and you believe in Jesus, you'll be excommunicated from the family a lot of times, unfortunately. So that's how it is. So that's what he's talking about. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, bro.
I'll see you.
Take care of yourself, okay?
All right. See you, bro.
All right, peace. Okay. How you doing? You Muslim?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, if you hear noises, I apologize, because right now I'm just walking.
I can't really understand what you're saying. Can you get somewhere where you're inside, maybe?
Yeah, I'll be inside in about maybe 5 minutes or 10.
All right, I'll try to hold out.
Okay.
Okay, if you are a Muslim and you're watching this and you would like to join up, come on up. Come on up and join the conversation. The link is right there. Muslims only. If you are a Muslim, you are welcome to join the platform. Okay. I saw my brother Hunter trying to get up. What's up, Hunter? Robert Warren, you have to connect your device. You got to connect your camera or whatever it is. Lana Logic stopped coming, but she started showing up on TikTok though. That's right. Lana Logic started showing up on TikTok, ladies and gents. Lana Ta'ala. She goes by Lana Logic now. It's so funny. All right, there we go. What's up, Robert?
So how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So why do Muslims dislike Paul, man?
I don't know. I don't think Muslims dislike Paul. So I don't understand where you kind of get that from.
Well,
I mean, we believe that Paul just the translation from the Greek, from the Latin to the English, that people who translated what Paul said made mistakes. And so there's certain verses and certain things, but there's a lot of truth to what Paul has written in books in the Bible.
So you do believe Paul taught the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. So you believe then that Jesus is Lord and who died by crucifixion and rose again on the third day, as what Paul says?
No, I don't believe that.
But you just said that Paul teaches truth.
I said a lot of what Paul said, a lot of what's been said in the Bible has been misinterpreted.
Okay, so do me a favor.
A lot of stuff is lost in translation.
Okay. I want to show you something.
That's just like common sense, translation.
Okay. So I want you to interpret this for me. Okay. Let's go ahead and put it on the screen here. The Bible verse on the left, Romans 10:9. Are you able to see it?
Oh,
let me make it bigger. Is that better?
Stop, man. Shell, stop calling me. Hold on.
Yeah, tell them to stop calling you, man. You busy.
No, she keep calling me, man. She's like one of those women that I don't want to stop calling. When she's like, you gotta answer me. For the eyes have seen your salvation. Starvation? Is that starvation or salvation? Salvation that you have prepared in the present.
Over here to the left. Verse 9.
Verse 9.
Romans 10:9.
Verse 9. Because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved.
So do you think that that's
I don't believe that. And neither do the Jews in Jerusalem.
Okay. So, but this is Paul teaching this. And
I don't believe God had a son that was cursed and crucified for my sin.
But you said that.
Neither would I want God's son to be cursed and crucified for my sin.
Robert, you said that.
I would never want God's son to be cursed and crucified.
Dude, you're talking over me, dude. Stop it. You said that Paul taught true teachings. So right here, I just wanted to show you something that Paul taught. That's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. It's nothing confusing. So, do you affirm this that Paul taught clearly? Go ahead, you can speak. Go ahead, Robert.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Michelle, why is she doing that when I ask you not to sell?
All right. Let's bring up somebody else. Hadi, are you a Muslim? Jason, you oh man, she keep calling me. She keep calling me, man. Oh, that's funny. Shout out Jason, man. Oh, that's funny. Hadi, are you there?
Hello?
How you doing? Are you a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim. I just want to let you know it's a bit noisy. I don't know if that's okay with you.
It depends on how it knows. I'll let you know if it's bad.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I'm asking, why do Muslims dislike Paul?
Why do Muslims dislike Paul? Oh, I didn't know that was part of the stream, but I've heard some arguments. I just don't know like what the claim of that argument is. I personally don't use that argument in my philosophy.
Okay,
But
so you don't
if it's
reject
okay
Paul?
with you, I had some questions.
I hold on. So you don't reject Paul?
I mean, I reject Christianity as a whole, not Paul specifically.
You reject Christianity as a whole, so you believe that Paul was a false teacher?
It's a bit complicated.
So help me. Like, was Paul a false teacher or not?
Well, I'm not completely certain about Paul specifically, but I know that according to Islam, Jesus himself, he wasn't divine. He was a prophet, but he had disciples, and those disciples were among the most righteous. So I don't know if Paul is among those, but I know like the other disciples, like Matthew and Mark, those Islamically would be his righteous disciples.
Okay, so you believe that Matthew, Mark, John, those guys, Peter, that they were righteous?
Yes.
And they taught true teachings.
Maybe not all of them, but at least some of them.
Well, I mean, they would have to be all righteous, right? Because Allah even helped them, right? When they helped Allah, Allah helped them, and they helped Allah in His cause to spread the message of Jesus, right? So they would have to get it right. They can't get it wrong if Allah's the one helping them spread the message, right?
Yes, but as far as I know, I believe, I may be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, but John lived a fairly good while after Jesus, right?
Yep.
So that's kind of iffy to me. So I don't know if John would
Wait,
be.
why? John was a direct disciple of Jesus. He just lived longer than the others.
No, I meant lived after. Like.
Oh, no. He was a direct disciple of Jesus.
Okay. Well, perhaps he would be. I'm just not completely educated on the topic, but yeah.
So we have their writings. We have what Peter taught. We have what Matthew taught. We have what Mark wrote. What John wrote. Do you accept their teachings when they conveyed the message?
That's where I differ. They have their teachings, but the scripture today, we don't know if that's directly from them or not. Like any Muslim, you've probably heard the claim before, like many times.
I hear Muslims say that, but that's not. You can't say that we know that it wasn't from. Well, this is my problem. Okay, so like for example, you mentioned how Matthew and Mark were, followers of Jesus. Where did you get that from?
It's from the Quran. I don't know exactly which verses, but each prophet, they had themselves, they had revelation, and they had disciples and people around them.
Yeah, but the Quran doesn't tell you who they are.
Yeah, I know. But
so where do you get
my own personal perspective? I think there's enough history to say that part of what we believe that are Jesus' disciples, at least part of them are those righteous disciples that the Quran or Islam claims.
But okay, so where do you get this knowledge from that assures you that, for example, Matthew was a disciple of Jesus?
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing. I can't say for certain that it's these specific people, but Jesus himself did have disciples, and those disciples were among the most righteous. I can't say names because I don't have that certainty.
But you said names earlier. You mentioned Matthew and Mark.
As an example.
So you believe that Matthew and Mark were followers of Jesus?
If it's the same people, then yeah, I do. But I mean, we can't be certain among English names when they didn't really even speak English. So.
Well, dude, that means nothing. Having an English name, Greek name, whatever, that means nothing. We know who they are. They're Matthew. They've always been known as Matthew. It's or John and John Mark, Peter, Cephas, Simon. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
So we have the writings of Matthew, which which you affirm is a disciple of Jesus, but you don't accept what he says.
Not in whole.
So that's what I'm confused about. How can you say that you accept Matthew as a disciple, a righteous disciple of Jesus, who Allah helped, but but then reject his writings?
Because I don't know if it's completely his writings.
So what reason do you have to doubt that he wrote what he wrote?
So, as far as my knowledge goes, I know the manuscripts of the Bible are inconsistent with what we have today.
How? In what way? Like, for example, in what way are the manuscripts of Matthew's gospel inconsistent with what we have of Matthew today?
Not necessarily Matthew, but I know in the Gospel of Mark, the ending is not in one of the manuscripts. And I was looking into another manuscript, but it's all mostly untranslated, so I couldn't figure that out. So I wanted you to kind of help me with that.
So if it's not in the earliest manuscript, how would they know that?
Because it's not written there.
Not written where?
In the manuscript.
So they have access to the earliest manuscript of Mark to know that something doesn't exist in the earliest manuscript of Mark?
It's the Codex Sinaiticus. As far as I know, it's in like around the 3rd or 4th century.
So what you're affirming for me is that we haven't lost anything. We just have too much, because we have the manuscripts, and then we have what is a variant of the manuscript, but we don't lose anything.
No, we have the manuscripts, but as we all know, like important things like this are kept within a tight circle of authority, and this circle of authority has easy access to the manuscripts, and they
When you
want.
say that there's inconsistencies in the manuscript, like I was asking about Matthew, what gives you a reason to doubt that Matthew wrote what he wrote?
Well, I'm not going to say Matthew specifically, because, like I said, I can't confirm if Matthew himself, right? Like, and I don't know about the names, but I'm telling you that, like,
what reasonable doubt? Because on every manuscript that we have, they all have the title of Matthew on them. All of the church fathers confirm that Matthew wrote Matthew. Luke wrote Luke, Mark wrote Mark, John wrote John for 2,000 years of history. So what reason do you have to doubt that Matthew wrote Matthew?
I mean, like I said, there's an element of truth and there's an element of falsehood, right? I haven't read the Bible in its entirety, but
what element of falsehood is there? That's what I'm asking.
Like, if you open a Bible today, right, there's verses there, and you open a Bible from back then, and the verses aren't there.
So are you saying that textual variance means that there's falsehood?
Not necessarily, but I would like an explanation that you can provide.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm asking you, what is a falsehood? And when you mention, one manuscript will have this and another manuscript won't. So is textual variance a falsehood to you? But you just said no. So I guess that's out. So what about Matthew? What reasonable doubt do you have to doubt that Matthew wrote Matthew?
Another concern of mine regarding the Bible, including Matthew, is how exactly the Bible was canonized. Because from what I know,
what does that have to do with Matthew writing Matthew, bro?
I'm not cherry picking Matthew. I'm asking about the Bible.
So the only reason why I'm focused on Matthew is because Matthew is one of the names that you yourself said that Matthew is one of the righteous disciples of Jesus. That's what you said. But at the same time, you're rejecting his writing. So I'm asking why. What reasonable doubt do you have? What reasonable conclusions and substance do you have to reject Matthew's gospel?
Okay. I gave you some names, in the beginning of when I was brought on here, and I said they were disciples of Matthew, right? I mean, disciples of Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I meant was that these people are likely to be Jesus' disciples, but perhaps it was not actually Matthew, and it may have been somebody else, or it may not have been Mark, and it may have been somebody
Based on what? What evidence that you have that it was anyone else?
based on uncertainty, because I can't be certain that it was these.
That doesn't give. That's not giving me anything. You being uncertain doesn't mean anything. What grounds do you have to be uncertain that Matthew is actually the disciple of Jesus? That it was that it could have been anybody else. What do you have to substantiate your uncertainty?
How do I put this? Okay, so all the information about these figures, right? Like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, or the other disciples. Majority of them are found within the Bible, right? And some of the church father writings, but these church father writings are also based on the Bible, correct?
No, they're based on them being under these disciples. They knew them and continued their traditions.
Okay, I understand. But yeah, I believe that perhaps Matthew or Mark or these other disciples, that they may have written something, but over time it has changed. And the same thing with the church father writings.
So what do you have to believe that Matthew's writing changed?
It's in so it's like it's in the single like the single book of the Bible. But what I'm asking is like how they selected like these books to be inside of the.
Selecting the Bible has nothing to do with what you just said. Canonization has nothing to do with textual distortion, which is what you're accusing the Bible of. So what do you have to show that Matthew's gospel was textually distorted, bro? Come on, man.
In Matthew's gospel himself, I don't know of any textual distortion.
So then why accuse it of being textually distorted and changed when you don't have that?
It's part of the whole, and the whole within itself.
That has nothing to do. Matthew is an independent source, bro.
Okay.
Matthew is an independent source. Mark is another independent source. Luke, John, independent sources. The writings of Paul, independent sources. You know what I'm saying? So Matthew is an independent source. When you say that you have no evidence, no reason to accuse Matthew's gospel of being changed, why accuse Matthew's gospel of being changed? Because I asked that specifically.
About Matthew's gospel specifically, I can't make any claims.
Okay. So with Matthew's gospel, no evidence of a change or textual distortion, no evidence of anybody else being the disciple, but we got Matthew. All history points to Matthew, the writing points to Matthew, all of it. So then you have no reason to reject Matthew's gospel, right?
I would say out of ignorance, yes.
Well, ignorance is not a reason to do anything. Ignorance is not a reason to reject Matthew's gospel.
Okay.
So you don't have a reason to reject Matthew's gospel, right?
Not that I can put out right now, no.
Okay. Let's add another layer to this, bro. Let's add another layer to this because you're a Muslim. So, and thank you for being honest. We worked with, we had to chop it down, but you're honest so far. Thank you. Let's add this another layer to this, and this is actually an important layer of what the Quran says. The Quran says, 61:14. And those kids are having fun, aren't they?
You can hear them.
Yeah. 61:14. And I'm gonna pull up the other verse in the Quran. I'm gonna pull up 355. 355. All right. Okay. So look at this, bro. This is important.
Yeah.
So here, 61:14, it says, "O you who believe, be Allah's helpers, even as Jesus, son of Mary, said to the disciples, 'Who are my helpers before Allah?' They said, 'We are Allah's helpers.'" First, let me ask you this. What does it mean to be Allah's helper?
To preach His word, whatever the
Exactly.
revelation.
The preacher's word, exactly. So they're going to be preaching Allah's word, right? They're going to be helping Jesus do it. And it says, "And a party of the children of Israel believed, while a party disbelieved. Then we strengthened those who believed against their foe, and they became uppermost." So the followers of Jesus, the disciples of Jesus specifically, went around preaching the gospel, and Allah helped them preach the gospel and strengthened them to the point where they became uppermost against their enemies who tried to stop them, who tried to come against them, who tried to distort their message. Allah made them superior above them. Right? You see that? Pretty clear?
Yeah.
All right, good. So now, let's go to the other verse on the right side, 355. It's going to tell us how long will the followers of Jesus be victorious over the disbelievers? How long? Right? So here it says, remember when Allah said, "Oh Jesus, look, I am gathering thee and causing thee to ascend unto me, and I am cleansing thee of those who disbelieve." I'm cleansing you of those who disbelieve, and I'm setting those who follow you above those who disbelieve until the day of resurrection. So how long will the followers of Jesus be successful against the disbelievers?
Until the day of judgment.
Until the day of judgment, my brother. You got it. So then it says, "Then unto me you will return, and I'll judge between you on that which you used to defer." So there is no point in time where the message of the disciples and those who also follow be followers of Jesus because of their message, there will be no point in time before the day of resurrection that the disbelievers overcome them and successfully deter them and infiltrate and mix the mixed falsehood with the right message. They will never succeed against them. The disbelievers will never succeed according to Allah. Right?
Yeah.
So this would mean that the message of the disciples could not have been corrupted, could not have been changed, could not have been.
How do you get that conclusion?
Because it says that Allah will help them and make them superior over the disbelievers until the day of resurrection.
Okay, but how do you know the people right now are following Jesus?
Because it says that Allah made the followers of Jesus above those who disbelieve in Jesus. So let's look at this, for example. Let's look at history. Let's look at it right now.
Yeah, but I believe in Jesus. You believe in Jesus.
Yeah, but who's above? Like, who's the majority? Like, for example, what do the quote unquote majority of followers of Jesus say about his crucifixion, for example?
Like Christians?
Are Christians the majority followers of Jesus?
I mean, according to you, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, but is that according to me, or is it just numbers, period?
I mean, numbers are not always true, so. Well, it depends whose doctrine we're talking about.
Okay, let me ask it this way. When it says here that I'm setting those who follow you above the disbelievers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Until the day of resurrection. So the followers of Jesus are preaching the gospel of Jesus, spreading the message, and Allah makes them victorious over those who come against them. That's what the verses say, right?
Yeah.
So if at any point in time the disbelievers successfully overcome the message of the followers of Jesus, then the Quran lied. Because that's not supposed to happen, right? Right?
Okay.
So since that's not supposed to happen, and Allah himself helps them against the disbelievers and makes them victorious over the disbelievers until the day of judgment, the disbelievers will never be successful against the followers of Jesus. That means that the disbelievers cannot come and corrupt the message of the followers of Jesus.
Okay.
So that concludes, therefore, the message of the disciples and the followers of Jesus could not have ever been distorted or changed. Or else that would mean that the disbelievers at some point actually overcame the followers of Jesus.
Okay, I can kind of see what you're saying.
Good. So this would mean that the message of the disciples and the followers of Jesus could not have been corrupted and changed by disbelievers, could not have been infiltrated and misused and corrupted by
That's true, but according to Islamic doctrine, the message of Jesus is also supposed to have a successor.
No, it's not.
Like all the there's 1,024 prophets. After Jesus, there were many more.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. Let me even grant you that there's a successor that comes after Jesus. That still doesn't mean that Jesus' message gets corrupted just because someone comes after.
Not corrupted, but I would say a kind of like what's the word? Like there's a new one, and like how the New Testament like supersedes the Old Testament, like the law in the New Testament.
The New Testament fulfills the Old Testament, not supersedes. It fulfills.
I mean, yeah, that, but like kind of the same concept for like the person who comes after Jesus. So it's not like you're rejecting. It's not like you're rejecting like Moses' law or the Old Testament. It's kind of like fulfilling it.
Okay, no worries. So if you're changing, if that's your position, then you're holding the position that the message of Jesus is still intact. It's still there. It was never distorted. And then also the successor of Jesus comes and complements the message of Jesus.
The original message of Jesus, which I don't believe we have.
Wait, why are you saying original now? Because now when you're saying original, now you're saying that it's been distorted.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about.
Okay, good. So then that means that Allah failed to keep his promise and he lied to make the followers of Jesus successful until the day of judgment against the disbelievers.
No. When the message is fulfilled by the next one, then the old one is not to be followed.
Okay, wait. Well, that's actually false because your Quran tells even the Christians and the Jews to follow their books even in Muhammad's time. So that's false. However, let's deal with this really quick. You said so. This will mean that Islam, when Islam came, they are continuing the success. Is that correct?
That Islam comes as a successor for all the prophets.
At any point in time, before the day of resurrection, does the message of the disciples get corrupted?
In reality, yes, I would say so.
Okay. Does this verse say that Allah will make them victorious over the disbelievers and successful against them until the day of resurrection?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Does the verse say that they will be successful against the disbelievers until the day of resurrection?
Yes.
So, if they wasn't successful against the disbelievers, if there was any point in history before the day of resurrection where the disbelievers actually successfully corrupted their message, then this verse is false and Allah lied and didn't keep his promise, right?
I mean, I would say I'm a believer of Jesus too, right? Like I'm a believer. I say I'm a believer of Jesus. You say you're a believer of Jesus. So it depends on what definition of Jesus' believers is in the ayah, and then it also depends on what success means in that verse.
Did the believers of Jesus get their message corrupted? Yes or no, man?
Did what?
You didn't hear me?
No, I didn't hear you. Sorry about that.
Did the followers of Jesus get their message corrupted? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Are you paying attention here, bro?
I'm sorry. There's a lot going around, man. I apologize for that.
But are you paying attention? 'Cause it sounds
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to.
you're like wasting my time or something on purpose.
No, I don't want to waste your time. If you feel like that, then I would happily get off stream.
Okay, so I'm gonna just ask you one last time.
Yeah.
You saw the verse.
Yes.
You saw that it says that Allah will make them successful until the day of resurrection.
Yes.
Were they successful until the day of resurrection, or did the disbelievers disrupt their message?
Okay. Let me give you a quick explanation, and then I'll hop off.
No,
So-
it's not. No, don't hop off.
I mean, okay, all right. So the believers of Jesus, right? According to Islam, when the revelation of one prophet is starting to like fail in like over time, because each scripture.
Where
for
does the
every
Quran
prophet-
say that the followers of Jesus, that his message will begin to fail?
No, the Quran doesn't say that.
Okay, so according to this, it will the message of Jesus will remain successful, correct?
Yes.
So if there was a point in time where it was no longer successful, that means this verse is false, right?
Yes.
So either the message of Jesus was continuously successful and
Yes.
undistorted, or Allah lied and the disbelievers successfully caused the message of Jesus to fail, to where now you need Muhammad to come clean up the mess.
Okay. That statement kind of cleared up your position for me. But I mean, you're kind of looking at it as like Muhammad has to come clean up the mess, but I'm looking at
That's
it
what
as
you
kind
think.
of Muhammad has to come and fulfill it, so that Jesus' message and all the same, because it's the same message for all the
I'm
prophets.
only saying what you said. I don't believe that. I'm only repeating what you said, bro.
I didn't say that.
You said whenever a prophet's message begins to fail, he sends another one.
Like, because each message is not meant for all of time, for all of people.
Does this say that Jesus' message is meant until the day of resurrection?
Well, not this verse, but that's according to Islamic doctrine.
But according to this verse, does it say that the message of Jesus will be successful until the day of resurrection?
Yes, and also I'd like to point out that the message of Jesus is the same. According to us, the message of Jesus is the same as everyone else.
That's cute. The message of Jesus is supposed to be successful till the day of resurrection, right?
Yes.
So was there any point in time where Jesus' message failed?
No.
Very good. So that means that it wasn't corrupted.
What wasn't corrupted? Jesus' message?
Yep.
It's a bit complicated, but
Take care, bro.
yeah, I feel like I'm wasting your time, man.
Take care. That's a tough one. No Muslim can deal with that argument. None of y'all can deal with that argument. None of y'all can deal with that argument. And you can see, this is what I like mostly about talking to Muslims, is that it's almost like so when you ask them a question that blatantly disproves their position, regardless. So you have the option to be honest and say the truth, and which would destroy your religion, or you have the option to lie, reject, play dumb, and look stupid for the religion. You got those two options. And the way I imagine this, when you can hear when they're hit with those type of questions, you can hear it. You can hear the reality of that, right? That dimension. You can hear where they are mentally, like the choice that they have to make. You can hear it. When they say, no. No, it doesn't mean that. So they literally have like any of y'all see That's So Raven? Y'all used to watch That's So Raven? Those of y'all who used to watch That's So Raven, when she used to get her visions, she would freeze when she get those visions. That's what the Muslims go through when they get hit with these type of questions. They go through that. It's one of those. And so in that, they're having a vision of them saying yes, which destroys their religion, or them denying so they can keep their position, but look stupid doing it, look like a fool doing it. And they choose the fool. They choose to play the fool. That's what I picture every time I picture one of these faceless Muslims and I ask them any of these questions. Did Allah make the disciples of Jesus successful? No. Does it say that he made them successful in the verse? Yes. Were they successful? And this is all they hear playing in their head. Well, were they successful? Did the disbelievers successfully overcome the followers of Jesus? No. Did Allah promise to make them successful over the disbelievers? Yes. Were they successful over the disbelievers?
Allah gave me face, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah.
No. Oh, man. Oh, y'all cracking me up, Moot Me Noons. The Moot Me Noons crack me up, man. You can't make this up, dog. You just really can't. You can't make it up. You can't make it up at all. All right. I have the patience and the energy for one more guest. Marie says, watching Muslims read the contradictions in the Quran is like watching an NPC glitch. Oh, man. Yeah. Tough. That's tough, dog. That's tough. Let's see here. Professor. Are you a Muslim, Professor?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You a Muslim?
Okay. I'm a Muslim? No, I wouldn't say I'm a Muslim. Does that disqualify me? I'm not a Muslim. Does that disqualify me from on debate with you?
Yeah, no. The link says Muslims only, right?
I said what I want to debate you about.
I don't know who these people think they are. I really don't. I don't know who these people think that they are. I don't know. I don't know who these people think they are, man. Them dawas paused that like them dawas paused like your Wi-Fi router. Really, Steve? Really? So you want to talk about mamas, huh? You want to talk about mamas, huh? All right, man. All right. Got a super chat from Amari. Appreciate you, sister. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Roberto says, like Dave Chappelle said, gotcha. Gotcha. Oh man. Y'all killing me today, man. I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm out of guests. I'm gonna call it here. Oh yeah, the Dolphins in the UK, they're weak. Cowardly, weak, all of that, man. All of that. Well, that's what it is, guys. You guys see how it is. Y'all see how fun that topic of why do Muslims dislike Paul, how fun that can be, the directions you can go. Because, and as you see, they say that Paul contradicted the teachings of Jesus. Where you get that from? The Bible? Where are the teachings of Jesus at? The Bible. Oh, so you affirm the God that we have the teachings of Jesus? No. Oh, then you can't say that Paul contradicted the teachings of Jesus. Then give me something else. So funny. But to go against Paul, they have to affirm the Bible. And also to go against Paul, they have to go against Muhammad. It's just a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. And I just love it. My style of question. Music is haram in Islam. That artist is a kafir. Well, he only put his inner thoughts on the beat, you know? Can we call that the Muslim vision? I think we can call it the Muslim vision for sure. We can call it the Muslim vision. All right, guys. You guys be blessed. You guys take care of yourself. I love each and every one of you guys. Again, thank you to all of you for the super chats. Thank you to all of you for signing up to join the Patreon. It helps with being able to do more, like go to London. I'm going to go, Lord willing, a second time this year. You know, we make it safely. Not going to announce exactly, but going again. And also going to hit New York. Like I said, we're going to be able to hit New York next month and just, you know, keep growing from there. So thank you guys for helping the ministry thrive. Thank you guys for pushing the ministry. And we are just getting started, guys. We are just getting started. Working on building a website. We God Logic Apologetics is now a 501c3. So yeah, we're a 501c3 tax exempt. So we're getting the website built, you know, going to try to get a little bit more official. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to get a little bit more official, man. More official, man. So, man, God is just doing some really wonderful things with the ministry. He's doing some wonderful, wonderful things with the ministry, guys. And you guys have been here every step of the way. Every step of the way. So, yeah, it's only up from here, guys. So thank you. Keep me in your prayers. And I will see you guys, Lord willing, tomorrow with another dope live stream. Y'all take care. Mm-hmm.